The cart is simple. You push cart, or if red guy, no push. But actually, it's possible to push the cart anyways. Even if there's red players blocking it, when you step into the capture zone, you actually briefly push the cart forward for 1 tick before the game realizes, oh no, the cart shouldn't be moving. What's going on here? This is the payload's capture zone. Every frame, the game checks to see if anyone has stepped into it. If so, 3 chunks of code are run. The first chunk is irrelevant for this bug. It double checks things like if the objective we're trying to capture is valid, since the cart could be currently disabled, or if there's an Ubered player trying to block the cart, since they need special code to interact with it. The second chunk looks through all the players we found in the capture zone, and figures out how many distinct teams there are. If there's more than 1 team, it flips a switch to indicate that the cart should be blocked. And the third chunk, it checks if there's only 1 team in the capture zone. If there is, it's time to start pushing the cart. It hands things off to another part of the code called start capture, which sets everything up for a team to start pushing the cart. The problem here is that the second chunk of code will only run if the capturing switch is on. But where in the code does this switch get flipped? Start capture. When you touch the cart from 0, obviously it's not being actively captured, so the capturing switch is off. Since capturing is off, the game doesn't run the second chunk of code, which is what makes the cart stop. The game then runs chunk 3, prepares to move the cart forward, and start capture flips capturing to on. When the next game tick comes around, and the game runs through the checks all over again, only now is capturing on, and the game runs chunk 2 and stops the cart. So the problem is that stopping the cart hinges on whether capturing is on or off, but that's only flipped on after all the code to block the cart. This is why to forcefully push the cart, you need to step in and out of the capture zone. And also why this doesn't work if another teammate is already on the cart. The capturing switch is already on, so chunk 2, the stop cart code, will run. The cart moves for 1 tick, which ends up being 0.8 hammer units. And this also applies to payload race. But can this be fixed? Yes, easily. If I remove the check for capturing on from chunk 2, the 1 tick of movement is gone. There's no particular reason the push and block system must be done this way. But I think the 1 tick push could be intentional. With the band-aid fix I tried, if the cart is rolling back, I can't stop the cart where it is. It keeps going. To create the behavior where it stops rolling back when a blue player touches it, simply letting it go forward for 1 tick is a really simple and convenient solution, especially because the cart only moves forward by less than a hammer unit, which is irrelevant in almost every situation. If you were the Valve programmer, would you really spend a few more days to add code for trying to push the cart while it's being blocked and rolling back, just to stop less than a hammer unit of movement? Or would you say, yeah, it's good enough?
Then it'll move. Everybody should throw in the towel and say we've been defeated.